All right, in just a second, I'm gonna play for you guys a quick FPV clip that I filmed. It's less than 2 minutes, and I just want you guys to watch through it. Then, when it's done, I'm gonna ask you one question just to see if you noticed anything. Sound good? All right, here's the clip. All right, hey guys, what's going on? And welcome back to my monthly flow, the segment that I started on this channel maybe a year ago and never made it past episode 1. But you guys have been asking to see more of my flight footage, so I'm really gonna try to bring this back. But anyways, I lied. I actually have 2 questions for you. The first one being, did anybody notice where I was flying the drone from? Because the first time I watched through that video, I had no idea that I had actually made it into the shot, but you can definitely see me. So feel free to watch that back and let me know if you can find where I was. But the second question, and the one that I want to hear your thoughts the most on, is did you notice any mistakes that I made as the drone pilot? And if there were multiple things that you noticed, which one of those was the most glaring problem? And I'm genuinely curious what you guys thought, so please pause the video and write it in the comment section below. And in just a minute, I'll tell you guys all the mistakes that I felt that I had made making that shot. But first, I want to give you guys some quick context. So that was a clip that I filmed for a local cafe just over a week ago, and I literally just went in there and asked the people working whether they'd be interested in a free video for their social media, and they seemed really excited about it. So I was able to bring some friends over and get that clip. But I had really limited time to get the shot because they wanted me to do it after the cafe opened, but before too many customers arrived. So that was probably the best of 6 takes. And honestly, I really liked the way it turned out, but it definitely wasn't perfect. And here are some of the faults that I found with that shot. So the first problem, and the one that bumped me out the most, is that the camera angle is too high. And when the drone is on the bottom floor, or the first floor of the cafe, it's kind of hard to notice, but as soon as I go to the second level, especially when I'm passing through my 2 friends having a drink, there's more of the table you should have been able to see, and even when I go up to the 3rd floor, the camera just looks like it's kind of pointing upwards instead of forwards. And I feel like there's a lot of details that I ended up missing in the shot. Now, the reason for that, and it's just a lack of experience on my part, but it's because when I shot the video, I shot it in a 4:3 aspect ratio, which gives you a little bit more detail at the top and the bottom of your shot, because when you put it into Real Steady afterwards, Real Steady ends up cropping that a little bit to help it with its stabilization, and you end up with a regular 16:9 aspect ratio. So when I was watching the footage back on my GoPro, I actually had that table in frame, and I could see everything that I wanted to see, and in my head I thought, you know, this shot is great, it's exactly what I want. However, I didn't take into consideration that Real Steady was going to crop that a little bit and I might not actually end up seeing that table. So that's what happened. Another big thing for me is that I felt like the footage overall was a little bit too fast and I wish I flew a little bit slower. The point of the video is to showcase the cafe, and you want the viewer to be able to look around and notice the little details in the building. But I feel like there were certain moments where that just wasn't possible, but you live and you learn. I also felt like my speed could have been a little bit more consistent. There are a few moments where I had to speed up or slow down the drone, and again, that just takes more practice. And then there were just a few moments where I felt like the drone wobbled a little bit and drew attention to itself. At the beginning, when I flew through the sign, right after that, I kind of drifted to the left and then had to bring myself back. And also right at the end, going up the stairs, it was a little bit of an awkward corner, so I had to drift through the door to get into that final room. And overall, even though I'm pretty happy with the final clip, I definitely feel like I could have done better. But the reason why I find these mistakes so interesting, and I'm curious to know which ones you guys noticed, is because when I showed this footage, the final product, to the cafe owners, they didn't notice any of that. And they were absolutely blown away by this clip. And that made me really realize something. As an FPV pilot, we have such an advantage because a lot of people in the general population have still never seen FPV before, or they haven't seen very much of it. So just the idea itself is still very novel, and it still really impresses a lot of people. And most people won't really care about the little technical details. Now, of course, if you're doing this professionally and you're getting paid for it, the details start to matter a lot more. But the reason why I and you watching this channel might pick up on some of these mistakes is because you probably already like FPV, you've seen a lot of it, and you just have a better frame of reference. So that realization is one of the main reasons why this flight was my favorite flight this month. Besides that, it was also the first FPV shot that I ever took for another business, and all I had to do was go up and ask. The people working there had no idea that I had a YouTube channel or anything, but they were still really excited to give me a shot. And now that's another shot that I can show to other businesses to give them an idea of what I can do for them and slowly build up my portfolio until I can do paid FPV work. And finally, the last reason why this was my favorite shot this month is because it was my first time really using actors. And by actors, I just mean my friends. But videos that have a subject and a story are always more interesting than videos without them. And just by having a character walk in, ordering a coffee, making his way up to the 3rd floor, and then looking over the ocean, just gave the video more of a beginning, middle, and end, and it made it feel more complete. And that was just a really cool experience, and I really want to do that more often in the shots that I take. But anyways, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this content. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys want to see more of this kind of stuff. As always, I appreciate every single one of you guys that watch my videos. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.